Hi, passionate Rangers FC fans. Welcome to Rangers Update, your dedicated source for all things Rangers. Before we dive in, we want to express our gratitude for your unwavering support. If you bleed blue, don't forget to subscribe, smash that like button, and let's strengthen our community. Now, let's get into the latest updates. A hearty welcome to our new followers. Your backing means the world to us. What P? Let's get to the news. The atmosphere around Glasgow took a sharp turn this morning when the Rangers' announcement finally dropped, confirming the loan signing of Mason Greenwood and sending the city into a whirlwind of chatter, excitement, and a wee bit of disbelief. Folk had been whispering about it for days, seeing it as one of those rumors that sound too bold to be true, but suddenly there it was, stamped with that official blue seal. The news rippled through pubs, group chats, and supporter forums like wildfire, and even before lunchtime, people were already trying to piece together what this move really means for the club. There's that unmistakable buzz in the air, the kind that only comes when something big lands on Scottish soil, something that could tilt the balance of the entire Premiership season. It's the kind of signing Rangers fans will debate until their voices run dry because, let's be honest, it's not every day you see a player with that level of global attention walking through Ibrox on loan. As soon as the announcement went live, you could sense the mixture of curiosity and anticipation taking over supporters. They know Greenwood arrives with a footballing pedigree that had once been described as elite-level potential, the sort of natural talent that makes defenders uneasy just by stepping onto the park. And with Rangers currently pushing through a season that has had more twists than a Highland Road, there's a strong belief that this could be the injection of creativity they've been crying out for. But even with all that optimism, there's still that underlying murmur of uncertainty, the kind that accompanies any signing that comes with both promise and weight. People are wondering how quickly he'll adapt to Scottish football, to the fierce tempo, to those rough winter afternoons where technique alone isn't enough. You need heart, grit, and plenty of fire to survive. What's fascinating in all this is how naturally the fan base has split into those excited for what Greenwood might bring and those cautiously watching from the sidelines, waiting to see how he fits into the squad dynamic. Rangers supporters are passionate to the core, and they've been through enough seasons of highs and lows to know that one player alone doesn't magically solve every issue. Still, there's no denying that Greenwood offers a dimension Rangers have been lacking: pace in the right moments, control under pressure, and an ability to shape a chance out of nothing when the rhythm of a match seems stuck. Some fans believe this could be the very move that jolts the dressing room into a new gear, raising competitive standards and turning hesitation into hunger. Others continue whispering about how crucial it will be for the coaching staff to manage expectations and integrate him carefully. Either way, the signing has already changed the energy of the club. Down at Ibrox, the mood reportedly shifted the moment Greenwood stepped through the doors, with players and staff recognizing that something significant had just arrived. You know those moments in football when you feel the narrative pivot, like a chapter closing and another opening right before your eyes. That's the vibe many insiders are hinting at. There's this notion hanging in the air that Greenwood's presence could be a catalyst for bigger changes, not just in terms of tactics, but in mentality. Rangers have been crying out for a spark, a player capable of turning tight matches into wins, especially with the title race heating up and rivals sniffing around for weaknesses. The coaching team will be all too aware that this move puts fresh eyes on every match to come, and they'll be eager to make sure Greenwood's arrival is used as fuel rather than distraction. Across the city, rival fans are reacting in their own predictable but entertaining ways, as is always the case in Glasgow. Some are brushing the move off, claiming it's nothing more than a gamble that won't shift the balance. Others are visibly rattled, masking their concern behind jokes that feel more forced the more you listen. Because deep down, everyone understands that Scottish football transforms players in unexpected ways. The intensity, the relentless fixture list, the roar of the stands, it can either break a player or awaken a new level in them. And with someone like Greenwood, who thrives on quick decision-making and sharp movements, the Premiership might actually be the perfect theatre for him to rediscover rhythm and confidence. Opposing managers will already be scribbling notes, trying to plan for the kind of threat that wasn't on the board a week ago. And above all, the broader footballing world has turned its gaze towards Scotland once again. Analysts, pundits, rival fans, and neutrals are lining up with their opinions, debating whether Rangers pulled off a masterstroke or invited unnecessary noise into the season. But that's exactly what gives this story such flavour. It's unpredictable, it's bold, and it's bound to spark debates from Aberdeen to Ayr. The whispers surrounding Greenwood's role, his condition, and his impact are only just beginning. And the club seems perfectly comfortable letting the rumour mill churn away as they prepare to unleash him on the pitch. What feels clear already is that his arrival has shifted the narrative of the Premiership dramatically, and whether you're cheering or seething about it, there's no escaping the noise around Ibrox right now. The second wave of chatter started building almost immediately after the signing became official, with countless supporters speculating about where Greenwood will slot into the Rangers system. Some are imagining him drifting in from the right, cutting inside with that quick left-footed snap he became known for, while others believe he'll be used centrally, floating between lines and dictating play. The coaching staff is keeping things tight-lipped for now, which only fuels the speculation further. And let's be honest, Rangers fans thrive on a good mystery. It keeps that fire of anticipation burning right until kickoff. What everyone agrees on, though, is that Greenwood's presence forces tactical adjustments that could benefit the entire squad, pushing teammates to sharpen their level and offering the manager new tools to break down the more stubborn opponents in the league. Around the training ground, early reports suggest Greenwood has shown up with focus and determination, eager to get minutes under his belt and integrate himself quickly. There's talk of how sharp he looked in his first light session, how he connected with teammates instantly, and how his body language suggested someone hungry to restart a chapter. Supporters love hearing that sort of thing. Those wee hints that a player isn't just here to coast, but to fight for a place. In Glasgow, effort and commitment matter just as much as talent, and fans are already watching closely to see how Greenwood embraces the culture. The city demands footballers with backbone, especially when the stakes are high, and there's a genuine sense that he understands what this move represents for him personally and professionally. Beyond the pitch, everyone is now speculating about the broader implications of the signing, especially in the context of Rangers' long-term plans. Some think this marks the beginning of a more aggressive recruitment strategy, a sign the board is ready to push harder for success by bringing in players capable of shifting momentum instantly. Others believe it's more about calculated risk, a short-term injection designed to create turbulence for rivals and ignite a spark within a squad that's had moments of inconsistency. Whatever the reasoning, one thing is certain: Rangers have sent a message, not just to Scotland, but to the wider football world, that they're not afraid to make bold moves. And the timing of it all, coming during a period where every point counts, adds even more intrigue to what already feels like a season-defining gamble. Then there's the emotional aspect, the one fans sometimes try to hide behind analysis, but always ends up spilling out: hope. Football supporters are masters at convincing themselves not to get carried away, but in moments like this, you can practically feel the excitement pulsing through the stands even before a match is played. There's this belief floating around that maybe, just maybe, Greenwood could be the missing piece to unlock Rangers' most crucial games. The thought of him combining with current attackers, linking up in tight spaces, or firing off those early strikes from the edge of the box has fans dreaming already. Even if cautious optimism is the safer route, the heart doesn't always listen, and right now, the hearts in Ibrox are thundering with expectation. What's fascinating is how the narrative outside Scotland is shifting in parallel, with commentators down south suddenly paying attention to the Premiership again. Whenever a player with big club experience arrives in the league, it brings a kind of spotlight that benefits everyone involved: more visibility, more debate, more eyes on the weekend fixtures. Some are calling it a brave move by Greenwood to step into such a fiercely competitive environment, while others think he'll thrive under the pressure because it forces him to prove himself in ways that other leagues wouldn't. It's that clash of opinions, that split between expectation and doubt, that makes this such a gripping storyline. The whispers are growing louder by the day, and nobody seems entirely sure how the next chapter will unfold. As all these discussions swirl, the Rangers faithful are preparing for what comes next with a mix of excitement and nerves. Scottish football has a way of testing any player who steps onto its pitches, but it also has a way of elevating those who respond with courage and flair. Greenwood's loan spell has already become the most talked about move of the moment, and with every passing hour, the anticipation builds for that first touch, that first run, that first glimpse of what he might bring to Ibrox. The rumours will continue, the debates will intensify, and the spotlight will only grow brighter. But that's the beauty of football in Scotland. Nothing is guaranteed, everything is earned, and every signing comes wrapped in fire, noise, and endless possibility. And right now, the whole city is waiting to see whether Mason Greenwood will become the story of the season. Before we continue, make sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications to get all the exclusive news about Rangers FC. Don't overlook any details about your beloved team. It's crucial for Rangers FC fans. Insiders are hinting at the subtle but crucial ways McLean could influence match outcomes, suggesting that his intelligence, positioning, and knack for timely interventions might shift momentum in games that previously seemed beyond Rangers' control. Fans and pundits alike are speculating about tactical nuances, from pressing triggers to transitional play, envisioning a player capable of dictating tempo and exploiting defensive weaknesses with surgical precision. Conversations extend to his influence on team morale, leadership within the dressing room, and the intangible spark that can elevate collective performance during critical fixtures. Meanwhile, rival clubs are reportedly recalculating strategies, recognizing that McLean's presence adds a layer of complexity to their preparations, forcing them to anticipate runs, passes, and defensive adjustments. The cumulative effect of these dynamics has created a heightened sense of expectation among supporters, who are already projecting dream scenarios, match-winning moments, and symbolic victories associated with his arrival. The broader narrative of Rangers' ambitions, domestic dominance, and European aspirations is now intertwined with McLean's prospective contributions, making his signing a story with multiple threads, each rich with suspense and speculation. Social media, podcasts, and sports programs amplify every development, ensuring that the rumor continues to evolve, captivate, and dominate conversation across the Scottish football landscape, keeping fans, journalists, and rival clubs on high alert as the saga unfolds. Finally, the human dimension of this transfer story is dominating discourse as supporters, pundits, and insiders speculate on how McLean will integrate personally, emotionally, and professionally within Rangers' squad. Conversations touch on relationships with teammates, interactions with coaching staff, adaptation to club culture, and handling the intense scrutiny that accompanies a high-profile move. There is speculation that his experience and temperament will act as stabilizing factors during tense moments, influencing younger players and setting an example for commitment, professionalism, and resilience. Fans are already projecting narratives of triumph, celebrating his first goal, pivotal assists, and moments of leadership that could define not only matches but entire campaigns. Behind the scenes, sources suggest meticulous planning is underway to ensure that every aspect of McLean's transition, from media exposure to training integration, is carefully managed. Analysts are quick to note that while the technical and tactical impact is critical, the emotional resonance of a player like McLean arriving at Ibrox adds an intangible yet powerful dimension to the club's season. In this evolving narrative, every rumor, every update, and every fan reaction contributes to a collective story, making Kenny McLean's potential signing one of the most riveting, suspenseful, and talked-about developments in recent Scottish football history, and ensuring that anticipation will remain at fever pitch until the deal is fully consummated and he steps onto the pitch for the first time. Speculation also touches on the potential social and media fallout, with insiders suggesting that Barkley's signing could dominate Scottish football discourse for weeks, prompting rival clubs to react, commentators to analyze endlessly, and fans to generate a continuous stream of content ranging from memes to detailed tactical breakdowns, creating a 24/7 feedback loop of anticipation, analysis, and entertainment. Observers have noted that the psychological and cultural impact could be just as significant as the on-pitch contributions, with the possibility of energizing fan bases, inspiring younger players, and elevating the club's profile internationally, turning a single-player acquisition into a multifaceted phenomenon. Social media trends already suggest that every potential hint, leak, or official announcement is being dissected and debated with meticulous attention, reinforcing the narrative that Barkley is not just a footballer, but a symbol of ambition, vision, and audacity at a club that is seemingly rewriting its own history in real time. Pundits speculate about long-term consequences, from European competition strategy to domestic dominance, while insiders hint at the behind-the-scenes negotiations, tactical consultations, and strategic planning that have made this moment possible, framing it as the product of foresight, courage, and timing that few clubs could emulate. Greetings, fans. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, as it's greatly appreciated by Rangers FC. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments section below. Until the next video, stay tuned,